I've been working my way to make something like this. Every time I want to make a new video, I always either put it off to the side or I just spend so much time setting it up. And before I even press play or record, I just forget to do it or forget to even try, right? And that's what I want to do with this specifically, is to try again and fail, because a lot of the things that I've been doing for the past several years is just been leading up from failure after failure after failure. And I don't know why I don't stop. And the closest thing that I can say about that is I can't stop, because if I do, I will rot. I think that I keep doing what I do because I don't see myself working a regular job, or I hate seeing the talent the talents that I have go to waste achieving somebody else's dream of selling garbage product to people who won't give a second thought of its creation. And what is so important to me is what I create, is the ability to live and to input the world into my mind and cycle it around, ponder about it, and really digest on what I've learned and try to tell a narrative that would help people see the world in a different light, or see the world in a way that will help them get through a hard time, or in general, right? Or in a different perspective. In general, right? And I can't get over the thought of not being able to write, not being able to illustrate, not being able to showcase my talents, what God has given me. I feel like life isn't worth living. I've had 2 jobs in the past. One was more serious than the other. One job I had was with Spectrum, and I think I was there for about like a month or 2. I remember I was even working on my birthday. That was around the time that I had the job, and what I was doing at the time was what I was doing at the time was going door to door and reminding people that they expressed an interest of buying the services, right? And one thing that I remembered was my whole attitude about the thing. I was pretty much happy that I was able to go outside and talk to people. I didn't care that people would just say, "Get out of my doorstep," and slam the door in my face. I was just glad to be outside and just talk to people in any sort of way. It sounds kind of deprived now that I say it out loud. Now that I think about it. Sorry, I was adjusting my mic. I probably shouldn't do that. But it sounds kind of deprived now that I think about it. But it was how I was seeing it. But as the day went on, something was nagging in the back of my head, louder and louder. And I thought, is this what I want my legacy to be? do I want to shed blood, sweat, and tears? Mostly just sweat, because I was outside in the spring, summer heat, spring, summer, southern heat. And I was thinking, how long am I going to do this? Do I really want this to be my legacy? Do I want a life like this, sweating for somebody that I don't know, getting money that's going to just go to rent? At this time, I invested in crypto early, and I really didn't want to cash out on any of my investments at any time, because at the time I was like, it could go up like any moment. It could go up tomorrow, and I don't have to worry about getting a job. I don't have to worry about working a day in my life. But that was way back in the 4 years ago. I'll just say 4 or 5 years ago, easy. Right? That was a mistake. That was a mistake to think about that. I ended up leaving that job. Suffice to say, I ended up leaving that job mostly because I was in a neighborhood with another guy that was selling doorknobs. I forgot for what company, but we were in the same neighborhood. He was selling doorknobs. I was reminding people about the cable, and we were talking. I remember he was in Florida. He also really needed the money, and a storm was coming, and what I was told to do was to wait out the storm, go in my car, wait out the storm, and then get back on the street to punch in the clock. And when I told him that I was going to go to my car, we should probably head to our car, he said that he was left in the neighborhood. His employers, the way that his living arrangement was set up is that he was flown from Florida to my state to live with other people in some sort of fraternity style. It's a fraternity style living arrangements. And they would issue him a sector to sell the doorknobs. And they gave him a tablet with GPS tracking. So if he left the area, they would know, and they would deduct his pay, the little pay that he already got. And if he wasn't making enough, they would just like deport him back to his state. And as he was telling me this, as while we were just waiting out the storm, downright hurricane, because we got in my car and we just took refuge inside a Subway, and we were drawing Dragon Ball Z characters on a sketchbook that I had with me. I still have that, by the way. I have a sketchbook where I draw all my thumbnails in. The thumbnails on my comics. And on my second sketchbook, I still have the drawing of what was it? Gogeta? It was Gogeta, because I remember he liked Goku and Vegeta. And I told him, hey, yo, what character do you want me to draw? He was like, oh, draw Gogeta. And I just started drawing the portrait. And he didn't know how to draw, so I gave him my pencil, and I was just like kind of teaching him how to draw. It was a really nice moment. But all that to say, I don't know why I went on that tirade. I want to say that I am so used to failing. Well, I didn't fail that job. I just kind of quit that job after that. He helped me out. He helped me realize that. The doorbell selling guy, he helped me realize that. But the thing that really pushed me to quit that job was, honestly, there was like some guy that just kept following both of us. And he called me racist because none of the black houses were under what was they weren't under the list of houses to sell to, and he was just following me in his car. It was not a good vibe. And when I tried to tell my supervisor, he just called me racist. No, no. When I tried to tell my supervisor, he laughed at the thought of somebody calling me racist. And I was like, I just had to quit this job. It's just over. It's so over. It's not worth it. But I wanted to say with this thing is mostly I've been doing a lot of things with the comic, with the channel, with promotion, and I have to learn a lot from it. I had to learn a lot. Everything just inspires the next thing until I find myself at a place where I'm in just a depression of thinking what to do next. And here I am, making these sort of video podcasts. I've been wanting to do this for like 5 minutes, but here I am at 11. I should probably end it now. So yeah.